Hello YouTube, this is KingsCreed, bringing you part 2, two-part battle. I play as France, my opponent, Crash777, plays as Spain. And we are still fighting over this hill on my right flank. At the moment I move my Polish Legion up the hill, while my cavalry has engaged his infantry, giving them safe passage. He has just flanked my cavalry with his Spanish lancers. So I'm gonna run down the hill and try to trap his lancers with my line infantry. Here comes light infantry, and my Polish legions get a lot of shots at them as they run down the hill, making them rout. Then I turn my lancers around and attack his lancers, and they soon rout. There they go right now. Now I still have my artillery down there. I'm moving them up to this hill here. And I've also got my Fusiliers that were protecting my artillery to attack this building, because he's trying to overwhelm a unit in that building. My Fusiliers are coming down to extract his men, leaving my howitzers unprotected. Here they come. He's trying to take the middle building as well. I'm moving my line up in order to go into the building. I have my howitzers in the back, taking shots at his line infantry with my old guard in reserve. As I said earlier, you always want your old guard in reserve until the last moments of the battle. I've won the fight on the hill, and I've extracted his guerrillas from my flank. Now I am free to move forward with my original plan. I now have 3 lancers on my right flank and a unit of Polish Legion. He is going to defend his left flank with 2 units of cavalry. At the moment I'm losing the fight in my right hand building, and he's moving his light infantry up to support his line infantry as they run toward the buildings. However, I'm taking my line infantry, I'm going to run into melee mode and remove his light infantry. This is a sacrifice for my line infantry, but it is a sacrifice well worth it. The shots from my buildings, the units in the buildings will soon rout that unit that has just attacked me. I've completely taken the middle building, and I've reinforced my men in the right hand building. I've now charged his cavalry on his flank, and those men will soon be gone, leaving my line infantry free to outflank his left flank. He's gonna replace his cavalry on his left flank with some line infantry and swing his cavalry down and try to harass my line. He sees the opportunity of my unprotected howitzers, and he's going to strike and take them out and remove them from the battlefield. This was a micro mistake on my part. I left my howitzers unprotected and in the field of fire. I've now completely secured all 3 buildings, and they are now anchors to all part of my line. I'm now moving my old guard forward in order to reinforce my left flank. At this point, it's looking very bleak for my opponent, as I have now secured a foothold throughout the town, and he is of great difficulty retrieving one of the buildings. He attacked my Polish legion, but I was able to fight off his cavalry. Now I'm countercharging his line infantry with my cavalry, and I will support them with my Polish legion once they arrive. Right there. He's gonna make another attempt at my building. I made a micro mistake with my old guard, telling them to leave the house, but they'll soon return. Here he is, attacking the right hand building. Now I need to reinforce that building because my 2 units are greatly depleted, unlike his fresh unit that he can send in there. He has cavalry on my flank. I need to turn my Polish legion around and face his cavalry. I send my lancers in the forest to try to outflank his cavalry once he makes contact with my Polish legion. Form into square. And it was a little bit of a micro mistake for him because he continued to charge toward my square even though it was fully formed. Certain death for your cavalry. And I make a flanking maneuver with my lancers, pack that punch that the lancers do. Seeing my men's morale lower in the right hand building, I send another unit in as support because I do not want to lose that building at this point. This is why I had the Polish Legion in reserve in the center, for this exact reason. There his cavalry goes. I unfortunately lost my lancers in that encounter as well, so I only have Polish Legion on my right flank. However, he has no more units over here, so I can march my Polish Legion over to him as his general, unencumbered. At this point I've won the battle, and he's making some last desperate attempts to capture the buildings and remove me from the town. However, my fresh old guard and Polish Legion are not going to let that happen. That's why you keep men in reserve. He's going to send his cavalry units in, try to remove my line infantry. Goes in between the buildings, getting some shots from my infantry. I form into square, and he gets trapped between my squares and the building. But he quite cleverly maneuvers around them, gets on the other side of the trees, and undercover. At this point, he is now threatening my artillery. He waits and gets the morale up. I made a micro mistake of not going to protect my artillery, but at this point it didn't really matter anyway. There he is, back in my artillery. I take my old guard out of the square and try to fire upon his cavalry. I've lost my artillery unit already, so I might as well just hold his cavalry there while I fire and kill them. forces, they're already dead. So he attacks my old guard. Here comes my Polish legion from my right flank. Coming down the hill to save the day. Now he's completely outnumbered now, and the battle is over. The building will soon rout, followed by his general, and then his light infantry. There goes his general, fleeing the field like the coward he is. That's the end of the battle. Hope you enjoyed this commentary battle, and stay tuned for more. Subscribe. Here are the battle stats. Thanks for watching.